When was the last time you did the same thing a different way? Welcome to Rollerset To Mindset for those who are listening on my podcast platform, and welcome to those on YouTube who's watching via YouTube. Yes, I'm going to ask you that question again. When was the last time you did the same thing in a different way? Well, today, I'm not going to just be talking at you today. I want to hear from you in the comments. I want to hear from you in the reviews. I want to hear from you on my school membership community, because we're going to go deep, and I want to know, when was the last time you decided that you were going to do something different? You know, that's the big question. That's the pop question for today. I want you to pause for a second, and I want you to ask yourself, what's new about you? What's something you're stepping into? It could be anything. It could be a career change, or it could be a business you want to start. It could be a mindset shift. When was the last time you sat down and really brainstorm about whether you are happy, whether you are thrilled about the direction that your life is going? And I tell you what, that is a question that I have been asking myself for maybe 3 years now. And on January 31st, I did a new thing. I stepped from behind my styling chair as a cosmetologist for over 35 years. Can you believe that? 35 years of helping women to look beautiful on the outside. And I stepped away from it completely on January 31st, 2025. And guess what? I am now working full-time on my brand as a transformation coach. And I tell you, I am excited about being that person that help women, those of us particularly in the third quarter of our lives. I tend to look at life sometimes over 100-year span. And just like football, you got your first quarter, your second quarter, halftime, and third quarter. Third quarter are women, those of us between the ages of 50 and 75. And a lot of times during that time in our on our journey in our lives, our kids are grown, we've got grandkids, we are contemplating retirement, we are contemplating if we're pleased with where our life stands, and we find ourselves in a crossroad, and then we've got to make some decisions. Do we take this thing on into the fourth quarter, doing what we've always done, or do we look at the third quarter, 50 to 75, and say, I think I want to change the game. I think I want to change how I've been playing this thing called life. So that's what we are going to talk about today. And I want to hear from you in the comment. I want you to drop in the comment. I want you to say it out loud. I want you to write it down. And whatever that change you want to make, I want you to claim it today. And so, listen, I've already gone first. I've already shared something about me that I am excited about, that I am nervous about, that I am prayerful about, and a little bit anxious about. But I'm not letting that stop me, because what I've come to realize is that transformation, making changes, it is a continuous process. It's a continuous process. One day you're going to be ready for it. The next day you're going to question, what am I doing? What have I done? But let me tell you something. I burned the whole boat. I can't even turn back around. I gave away all my tools. I gave away all my excess products. I took my salon and revamped it and turned it into a podcast studio. And so my image of myself is no longer a salon owner, a hairdresser. I've stepped fully into the role, the image. I've embodied a transformation coach because you know what? I've been doing it for 35 years from behind my styling chair. So my question to you is, what have you been doing while you've been doing what you're doing? While you've been doing what people know you for, what really have you been doing? And sometimes it might take you a little bit to contemplate that, to think about that. But if you give it some thought, you will find that your unique way of doing things most times don't have anything to do with the job you're doing to support yourself. It really doesn't. And that's what I had to do. I had to take a long, hard look at myself and come to terms with what it was I was really doing while I was behind that styling chair. And I came to realize for the majority of those 30 years, even as a younger hairstylist, the majority of those 30 years was empowering women, helping my clients to see further and to believe further than they could for themselves. So at 63, listen, I'm stepping fully into what I have been called to do. And so I know a lot of times when we make a decision to make a change, we are all over the place. But the first thing I want you all to do is to get clear. Understand that clarity is the first step. For me, making the decision and having clarity around that decision is what has allowed me to step boldly in doing what I have been called to do. And so we're all growing. Let's be clear about that. We're all growing. And a lot of us feel that we're too old. A lot of us feel like it's too late for us. And you don't need permission now. You don't need permission from no one else. All you need is permission from yourself to start something fresh. Do not allow fear or apprehension to stand in your way. And sometimes, like I said earlier, you just have to burn the boat. But before you burn that boat, make sure you took a certain amount of time to become clear on the direction that you are supposed to go. You know, you don't want to make a rash decision, but you want to make an informed decision. You want to pray about it. You want to research. You want to get licensed or certified in what area you are going to, because sometimes credentials does help. But you always know, if you really look inside yourself, you'll always know in your hearts of heart whether you are doing the right move and when it is time to make that move. Because let me tell you, when it is time to make that move, it is time. Yes, I feel a little apprehension, but when I think about me doing what I've been doing over the past 30 years for the next year, it does not bring me joy. As a matter of fact, it does not make me excited. I was so comfortable in that role. I had to make a decision. And when I made the decision, so much joy bubbled up inside of me. That was all the confirmation that I needed. That is all of the confirmation that I needed. And the thing about it, when I told my clients what was happening, 98% of my clients, they knew it was the right move for me. Yeah, I had to take a little slack now. I had to take a beating. But after that beating, every last one of them, that 2% who was resisting, they came around as well. So my question to you is, what's holding you back? What's stopping you? Seriously, What's stopping you from stepping into that new version of yourself? I want you to think about that. Put in the comments, what's stopping you? It could be one word, it could be a sentence, it could be a paragraph. Matter of fact, it could be a whole book. But I really want you to think about what's stopping you. Is it fear? Like I said earlier, is it you doubting yourself because it's something new? I mean, is it uncertainty? Is it one I struggled with? Is it perfectionism? Let's be real about it. Tell yourself the truth. Drop in the comments. What's the one thing keeping you from moving forward? What is the one thing? And then, what if you didn't need to have it all figured out? Because that's our thing. We want to we want to have it all figured out. Like, did we really have it all figured out in what we're doing right now? When you first started, did you have it all figured out in the profession you are in right now? Absolutely not. Yeah, you're wiser, you're stronger, you're better, but you did not have it all figured out when you first started in whatever it is you're doing right now. I certainly did, because I can tell you guys some stories about all my big mess ups when it come to hair cutting, when it came to coloring, the whole nine. But now, at the end of this profession, my clients call me the hair doctor. Believe that. Because I've had them all the clients I have right now, and I've had for 35 years. I really have, for the most part, truth be told. But I tell you what, I bet if they thought back, they can remember when it wasn't all that good. It wasn't all that good. It took time. So, listen, this is what I want you to consider. Because you don't have to have it all figured out, then that gives you what that means is you're allowing yourself time to do it messy. You're allowing yourself time to make mistakes, because I'm gonna tell you, you will. But when you have given yourself the allotted time of taking the time to get clear, of taking the time to examine yourself and seeing what you bring to the marketplace, the uniqueness, your unique value, and what you bring to the marketplace. And then ask yourself, have I helped at least one person with the direction I want to go in? Have I gotten result for one person? And if the answer to that is yes, then you could duplicate that over and over again. And another thing, like I did, when I first started out as a coach, as a transformation coach, guess what I did? To test my courage, to test my confidence, to test what I thought I knew, I did it for free. Yes, I said it. I did it for free. And listen, free brought me something back. It gave me information. It gave me ideas on ways in which I could tweak, on things I had to change, on things I had to add, on things I had to subtract. It gave me feedback. It gave me data. So the next time I went out, that built my courage. It built my confidence. So then after the third, fourth time, I could monetize what I was doing, because I had gotten results over and over again. Because my confidence is so high right now that when I put a price tag on it for the value that I bring, individuals accept it because of the energy that comes with it, because of the confidence that comes with it, because of the social proof that comes with it. So, here's my challenge to you. I want you to commit to one small step this week. This week right here, not next week, not 2 weeks later, but this week right here. I want you to commit to one small step this week toward that thing you want to create. Just one small step. I know you could do that. And if you're ready to do it, I mean really ready to do it, ready to commit, then I want you to take the next step. I want you to comment what you are creating. Put it in the comment. What are you creating? If you're lost for words, come up with one word. And then write it down somewhere where you'll see it every day. The best place is in the bathroom mirror, because you're going to go in the bathroom mirror every day, every morning and every night before bed. Because your eyes, you're going to lay eyes on it, and you're going to believe it because you're constantly seeing it. You're constantly reminding your brain of what you promised yourself. And just like a child, you can't promise a child something because they're going to remind you over and over and over again until you give them what you have promised. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to write it down somewhere. You'll see it every day. And if you lack the ability to do that, then consider a community. Consider accountability. If you're looking for a community and accountability, you'll find that. I'll put the link in the show notes. You can be a part of my free Fuller Life Chapter Hub community on school. And yes, the community is in the baby stage. But guess what? You get to be a part of that. You get to be the original OGs. You get to help me build it. Because I know if I build it, you all are going to come. But I want to invite you to be a part of it. We're going to be doing challenges in there. I'll have once a week Q&As to help usher you along your way. We'll have a special guest coming to speak. You'll hear from other women who are doing what you want to do, women who have found themselves at certain crossroads. They'll share how they crossed over, the challenges they faced, who they had to become to make it happen. Because all of us in the Fuller Life Chapter Hub community is about moving our lives forward. And all of us are about leveling up. And so, I don't want you to take this as just another episode of lip service. No. It's a moment of truth for you. It's a moment of truth for me. It's a different direction for me. And I can't think about if it's going to work. I can't think about how other people are going to perceive it. Because if I'm going to make impact in the lives of the women that are waiting for me, I got to go first. I got to do it messy. But the one thing I know, you will see my heart. You will know that my goal is to help you level up as I level myself up. I just want you to grab my hand so we can cross the bridge together. We're not leaving anyone behind. Yes, I burned the boat, but I'm going to make sure everybody get off that boat, and I'm handing you a life raft. So take it, and begin by liking my channel, by liking this episode. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast, and share it out, because listen, there are a lot of us out here in the third quarter. There are a lot of us out here in the third quarter looking for answers. And it's not always, the answer is not always in our household. It's not always in our family. It's not always in our community, our neighborhood. Sometimes we got to step outside, gather all we can gather, and then bring those along who see the change and the transformation in us. So I want to keep the communication open. I want to keep the conversation open. So put in the comments the change you want to see in your life. Put in the comments some of your fears, some of your apprehension, so that you can get encouraged, and be sure to head on over to school and be a part of my community. Join the 7-day free clarity challenge, because the first thing is you've got to get clear on what it is that you want. That's step one. You got to handle that before you can move into step two. So I'm inviting you along. I'm excited about where we're going. And if you're ready for more, you are in the right place. Be sure to like and check out some of my other videos. There's so much gem in it. Check them all out. And let's grow together. I'll talk with you soon, okay? Bye.